NSL built only for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot the locality there. Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said not paying Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Oh. Are you also supporting Guinea?
Are
you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves and the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
We want you to bring us up to speed. What major progress was made during the Konakri talks to strengthen peace and cooperation among Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, sir?
We all realize that we are the same people, that we've been working together for a year, we've got nothing to gain from war, and that we shouldn't waste time on war. We need to be friends and have to develop our people. And we all agree on that, and that was the end of it.
We all have followed the incident of the South African national Tunny Jackson, that died, and the incident surrounding her death, the videos, the testimony we have seen online. We have decided that with all of the issues that is happening currently, as our world leader gathered in the U.S., where we celebrate women around the status of women, which we call the CSW 70, and the theme is to provide justice for all women and girls. And now in Liberia, we are struggling for justice. We have seen Tunny death as a space to help to advocate for justice for women and girls. Not only a Tunny case, she's now an isolated case. We have numerous cases today. If you're here earlier, you will see a survivor who also came out that her case currently is at the police station from domestic violence. And in Liberia, we have seen the pattern of women being bullied when they are in domestic violence relationship and they decide to move on. They become the conversation and they are bullied. So we thought it was today to celebrate the women who left better, not broken, so that other women who are in abusive relationship can be able to take visible action so they can be able to live and act better. So our action here today prompted us to sit in at the Liberian National Police to demand speedy trial into Tunny case, but not all her case, all of the domestic violence case that is on the decks. We have 6 counts in the petition. We give you a copy, but in no particular order. One, we are asking for speedy trial into Tunny's case. Transparent, accountability is one of the things that we are pushing for. The next thing we are also pushing for is to equip the police with investigative tools to enable GBV cases to have the actual evidence they need so that when they forward it to court, they can be able to present the facts. The next thing, we are also asking the government to increase budgetary allotment around GBV-related cases or GBV-related function within its government, whether it's SR, HR, or GBV, SGBV in Liberia. And I said in no particular order, again, we are still asking for safe space. We want that when we come to the police or to authority, there should be safe space for women and girls.
NSL built only for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot the locality there. Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said not paying Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Oh. Are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves and the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
NSL built only for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot the locality there. Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said not paying Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Oh. Are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves and the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
this case, this action today actually prompted all, we all have followed the incident.
A team of journalists.
Jackson, that died, and the incident surrounding her death, the videos, the testimony we have seen online, we have decided that with all of the issues that is happening currently as our world leader gathered in the U.S. where we celebrate women around the status of women, which we call the CSW 70, and the theme is to provide justice for all women and girls. And now in Liberia, we are struggling for justice. We have seen Tunny death as a space to help to advocate for justice for women and girls. Not only a Tunny case, she's now an isolated case. We have numerous cases today. If you're here earlier, you will see a survivor who also came out that her case currently is at the police station from domestic violence. And in Liberia, we have seen the pattern of women being bullied when they are in domestic violence relationship and they decide to move on. They become the conversation and they are bullied. So we thought it was today to celebrate the women who left better, not broken, so that other women who are in abusive relationship can be able to take visible action so they can be able to live and act better. So our action here today prompted us to sit in at the Liberian National Police to demand speedy trial into Tunny case, but not all her case, all of the domestic violence case that is on the decks. We have 6 counts in the petition. We give you a copy, but in no particular order. One, we are asking for speedy trial into Tunny's case. Transparent, accountability is one of the things that we are pushing for. The next thing we are also pushing for is to equip the police with investigative tools to enable GBV cases to have the actual evidence they need so that when they forward it to court, they can be able to present the facts. The next thing we are also asking the government to increase budgetary allotment around GBV-related cases or GBV-related function within its government, whether it's SR, HR, or GBV, SGBV in Liberia. And I said in no particular order, again, we are still asking for safe space. We want that when we come to the police or to authority, there should be safe space for women and girls.
Okay, it is another brighter Tuesday morning from ODS Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. I'd like to say good morning and welcome. This is today's show right here on Spoon 107.5. The show is also live on Fabric 101.1. And we are streaming live on our various social media platforms. Spoon TV Live, Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and via our YouTube channel at Spoon Talk. Welcome to it, and let's have a wonderful time together. Today happens to be the 17th day of the month of March, day 2026. And of course, yesterday, Liberians observed the birth anniversary of the first and 7th president of the Republic, Joseph Jenkins Roberts. Yesterday I was doing some voice pop around the place, asking people what they know about Joseph Jenkins Roberts. Besides him being the first president of the Republic of Liberia and the 7th at the same time, what else do they know about him? And I was able to talk to around 10 persons, and none of them, besides Joseph Jenkins Roberts, being the first president of Liberia. None of them could say anything about him. But that's it. But it's important to know our history, especially the history of our various presidents, especially those ones who made a tremendous mark, those ones who, whose legacy we continue to trade on. But welcome, folks. This is the Today Show. I'm here with Sylvester Weah. Sylvester, you are on the live stream. How are you?
I said good morning, Yakazid, and good morning to our ardent listeners following us this morning on the Today Show.
Okay, it's good having you. How was your holiday yesterday?
Great. We started the holiday together here at Spoon. And then I went back home and spent the rest of the day with my family. We are grateful to God.
Okay, it's good being here once more. And folks, what do we have on our menu this morning? So we cut across Liberia to speak with our various correspondents. We understand that the Guinean president has ordered the withdrawal of military personnel at the Makona River area at the Guinean border with Liberia from the Lofa County end there in Weah. And that followed, an agreement signed among presidents of the three MRU nations, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. I understand that a representative of Ivory Coast was there to witness the process. And I think it's a very, very good news. We'll go into the details of that, but we will want to know this morning whether, that order from the Guinean president has taken effect, the, order to withdraw military personnel at the Guinean border with Liberia. We will call our correspondent this morning to know more about that. Besides, there are a lot of other very, very interesting trending issues in the country we'll be looking at. We will look at this statement coming from a lawmaker.
NSL is for the Equa people, right? So Equa people cannot go locality there, Joseph Boga company. Joseph Boga said they're not paying, Ghana making no new land, right? Yeah. So Guinea Kingdom collect their land.
Are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves that the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
That is coming from one of your lawmaker, Yeke Koloba, who arrived in the country on yesterday via the Rabat International Airport. He spoke to reporters. He also spoke. He responded to the issue of Prophet Key. I mean, he's been responding to that since the imprisonment of Prophet Key. He's been opposed to that. But on yesterday, he even more opposed to it when he arrived at the Rabat International Airport and was interviewed by journalists. We talk more and more about, those training issues. The president, Joseph Yimabwaka, has returned to Liberia, following the, peace talks. We will also talk about that. What was the agreement signed, the contents of the agreement. We talk more about those happenings. But let's take this very short excerpt of an interview that was done at the Rabat International.
We want you to bring us up to speed. What major progress was made during the Konakri talks to strengthen peace and cooperation among Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, sir?
We all realize that we are the same people, that we've been working together for a year. We've got nothing to gain from war, and that we shouldn't waste time on war. We need to be friends and have to develop our people. And we all agree on that. And that was the end of it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. The president, Joseph Yuman Boaka. Also, the former president's office has released a statement. When we talk about former presidents, now we need to be specific because we got two former presidents, Eli Johnson Sirleaf and former president George Weah. So, of recent, amidst this Guinea-Liberia border conflict, there were some supporters of the CDC, who came up and said that the former president George Weah placed a call to the French president Emmanuel Macron. I'm calling upon his intervention in the conflict between Liberia and Guinea relative to land. And one of those, who talked about that was former deputy minister for youth and sports and supporter of Mr. Weah and, a sedition, Azek Do, as well as Kev Hassan and others. They came up, they say the president has shown exemplary, the former president, has shown exemplary leadership by placing a call to the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, to intervene in the a land dispute between Liberia and Guinea. And it's something that they ran with. A lot of supporters of the CDC ran with, praising the president. As a matter of fact, the CDC, had condemned the leadership of Joseph Yuman Boaka of the Unity Party for being very slow, according to them.
Not just slow, but being very weak.
Weak, yeah, being very weak relative to the land conflict between Liberia and Guinea at the Makona River. Okay, so it was against that background they were all lashing at the CDC, at the Unity Party, and then that report came up that saying Joseph Boaka is not able to resolve the conflict. The former president, George Weah, has placed a telephone call to President Emmanuel Macron of France to come to intervene. Now, the office of the former president released a statement and said the information is false and misleading. Very, very false and misleading. The statement indicated that even though the former president is concerned about the ongoing land dispute there in Weah district, but it is not his obligation. Issues like that requires diplomatic dialogue, involve foreign policies and all of that, and that does not rest on the shoulder, or it's not in the purview of the former president to do that. So Isaac Do and others.
He's not a head of government any longer, so I don't think you want to delve into.
Yeah. So Isaac Do, one of those who paraded with that, claim, has apologized. He accepted that he was wrong. He said he got the information from inside source within, the CDC, from, somebody very close from the president, confided the information to him, and blah, 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 blah.
And he did not fact check and started to run with the information.
He did not fact check. He, just decided to run with the information. But that is what happens when people, tend to run propaganda, unnecessary propaganda, I would say, against especially from people who were in government before, were booted out by the people, and maybe
the propaganda is at the gentlemen of the ordinary citizen of this country, many of whom, are not, in the know of the Liberian politics. So they use this occasion to get a misleading information to see how best they can, trade their way back into power.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
you
it's very
want to
wrong.
check out your internet,
Yeah, man.
but you know, the former president, you know, did the right thing to have come up and made the clarification.
Whatever the
Because
case, the truth are
it,
going to come out.
yeah, it would have meant well for him, for, you know, staunch members of his party, people that are thought to be, you know, closely associated to him, spreading such misinformation, and then he sits there and say nothing about it. I mean, this is an information about the communication between a former president and a president of another country, of France, something that did not happen. You come up and you say it happened. I think the president the former president made the right decision to come and provide that clarification to the people.
What has it done or try to do here is to make it appear that President George Weah is well connected. And, you know, this very information, even before Weah was elected back in 2017,
Yeah,
that President Weah is well connected to world leaders, especially in Europe where he played his professional football. So I mean, that's his message. As it though, and all of us saying, look, why President Bouaké is weak in handling this land dispute between Liberia and Guinea. The former president is using his international contact. He just spoke with the French president to see how he can intervene in settling the matter. So, just in case of
yeah.
the
So
peaceful settlement that came about, you know, George Weah would take the glory. Like it was because of him, you know, his negotiation with the French president that persuaded the Guinean leader to give in to Bouaké. You know, I mean, this is
yeah,
very
and
bad.
it was meant to depict that, you know, the former president George Weah is more of a leader than the current president. But that is not the way to go. That's not how to do it. Leadership judgment is not theoretical. I mean, leadership judgment is not about it's not on the basis of propaganda. Leadership judgment is based on legacy, the legacy of the leader, what the leader did when they were in leadership. That's what leadership judgment should be based on, but not based on mere propaganda, especially so false and misleading propaganda. And I think the former president did well to come up with that clarification. And it is incumbent on Kev Hassan as well, because he was one of the proponents of that propaganda. It is incumbent upon him to do what Isaac Doe did. I think Isaac Doe as well did the right thing by coming up, even though shamefully, by
yeah,
coming up to, you know, apologize, to accept that the information he shared was misinformation, that the information was incorrect. I think similar thing needs to be done by Kev Hassan and all those who, you know, spread that misinformation.
The thing is, why Kev Hassan remains, you know, famous figure in our value politics because of the spoon talk. You know, as though at least tested leadership in this country. As a former deputy minister, Azedo served in the Weah-led government for 6 years, unlike Kev Hassan, who has never held a government position. So he has his good propagandist of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, or Congress for Democratic Change, whatever you call it. But, you know, he has never served, you know, as a leader in this country. So it's up to Kev to keep his name as famous CDC propagandist,
okay,
to come back and apologize or go along, because I don't think many Liberians know Kev Hassan aside from the Spoon Talk platform.
Yeah, it is actually the Spoon Talk, you know, that gave Kev and, you know, a lot of other panelists the prominence, the fame that, you know,
they enjoy today.
They enjoy today. But that's a good one. At about 8:40, folks, we speak to Liberian students in Rwanda who are facing some very strenuous situation. According to them, they don't have a sleeping place. A lot of them have dropped out of school because their sponsors are no more shouldering the responsibilities of the sponsorship and all of that. So they are some of their friends are basically in Kigali. They're languishing, doing nothing at all, and so they are calling on the local authority. And these Liberians are mainly Lofians. Students from other counties have been faced with similar situations, right? Like from Nimba, from Grand Basso, and other counties. But according to them, the local leadership within those counties have been able to address their situation, unlike Lofa County. So according to these students who are mini Lofians, their local authorities have failed to address their concerns, the situation that they are undergoing there in Kigali. So we speak to them. They want to create awareness about their pending fundraising program that will be anytime soon. When they come on, they tell us the specific date. But it's 27 minutes on the flip side of 8 o'clock. Let's see if we can quickly cut across Liberia to speak with our correspondents, beginning from Nimba County this morning. I just texted our correspondent in Lofa County to let us know if the withdrawal ordered by the Guinean president of their military personnel from the Makona River area has taken effect. He said he's not reached there yet, so he cannot outrightly confirm the information. He's doing some follow-up to do that. But let's hear from Nimba County. Victor Cooper is on the line. Victor, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, so good morning, Yagazi. Good morning to you this morning, and good morning to the Spoon family. Good morning to everyone.
All right, it's good having you on, Victor. Let's hear you. How's Nimba? How's the atmosphere there? And what are Nimbayans basically saying? I know this border situation is not with the Liberian, the border there in Ganta, but then it's something that affects the entire country. I mean, with the intervention made yesterday by the 3 MRU countries, or since the beginning of this incident, what have Nimbayans been saying?
You can see the situation with the Solomba Bulla around the Lofa area is one thing that worried the entire Liberians. Like you said, the parable says when your neighbor house is on fire, you don't have to send an invitation. So this thing is one thing that affects almost everyone today in Liberia. So Nimbayan were in worry. Even up to now, Nimbayan are still in worry. More especially yesterday when the Guineans were dispatching the troops to various border points. It was something that embarrasses everyone today in the country. But then since yesterday, upon the return of the president from the Republic of Guinea, more especially where he safely arrived back in his country, Liberian had described, more especially Nimbayan had described President Bouaka as a diplomatic president, where people thought the Liberians were going back to 1990, Liberian was going back to 1985. Today, Liberians were not able to experience those things that have passed in the past and that have brought Liberia to a standstill today. So today on various radio stations where we pay host to several scholars today, it will interest you to know that President Bouaka is then described as a diplomatic president today in Nimba County. where Liberia are now ringing praises on the president for taking a step where people thought Liberians were going to war, Liberians were going to experience different things. You know, since the entire episode, you get the people who live around Vera Border Point here have been living in total fear. They have been living in scarcity because they thought that at the end they were not going to have a place to stay, because usually Guinea has been one country that has been hosting Liberia in terms of war. So if they think would be anything on the contrary, where were they going to go? They were the fear they were having all along. But today, everyone is grateful for the step taken by the president.
Yeah, especially so Nimba County, and Guinea, you know, they are close neighbors. As a matter of fact, the St. John River, there in Gompa, that borders, you know, Guinea and Liberia. I mean, there's a very close relationship between the Guineans there and, you know, citizens of Ganta and, you know, Nimba County at large. So from the inception of this tension in Lofa County, Weah district, specifically, with everything that has been happening, has it spiraled out? Has anything spiraled out there in Nimba County? Was there any form of tension experienced, or maybe verbal attacks, you know, between Liberians or Nimbans and Guineans amidst all of the situation that occurred recently?
Not exactly. You can see Nimba have almost 2 national borders point with Guinea here. You have the Yekepa border and you have the Ganta border here, with local entry here, about 10 to 15 local entries here. So since then, there have been free pool of entry for our people, everyone moving here and there. Citizens are moving in, people going out on a daily basis. Where a recent one of the Guineans were even arrested with huge quantity of tramadol and that of the single barrel run as well, where we're about to report very shortly. So people have been moving. There have been freedom of movement for our people. There have been no harassment, no brutality between those 2 countries and this part of Nimba County.
Okay. Yeah. So tell us about other developments there in Nimba County quickly before we take leave of you.
So you and I been following the story of Mohammed Sharif, who was arrested, a 47-year-old who was arrested recently. The guy has been sent to court. The guy was arrested with 29 packs of rounds, 259 packs.
You're talking about ammunition? You're talking about gunshots?
Yeah, sure.
Single barrel
gunshots.
Yeah,
the ammunition. Yeah, so the guy then identified Mohammed Sharif. He is 47 years of age. He is a Guinean national. So according to Sharif, in the interview, he said those things were not recognized by him. It was a load sent by a passenger to be taken to Monrovia to be delivered. So unfortunately, those things were arrested by the joint security at the Ganta border. But he yet to call the name of the person who gave him those goods and that of the person who he was taking the goods to. But up to now, he has not confessed anything to the public as to who gave him those material. But as we speak, those things have been turned over to the LDA. He has been transferred to the court here in Ganta.
Okay. Victor, thank you very much. Victor has questions for you.
Victor, I mean, we know of recent, there's this scarcity of gasoline in the country. How is the situation like in Nimba County when it comes to transportation fares?
Gasoline is now being sold in for $5 US, equivalent to 950 LD in Ganta. So the fuel oil is now sold for 1,180 to every filling station we go here. So as it says now, we are struggling to know the cost for transportation from Monrovia to Ganta or from Ganta to Monrovia. But for now, from Ganta to Seglepi is now 700 LD. Before it was 400, but it's now 700 LD. So from Ganta to Tapeta would be like about 1,800, maybe 2,000 like that. But before then, Ganta to Tapeta have been 1,200. But today is now 1,800, where others are saying $2,000 from here to Tapeta because the road is now paved with quota. So to just answer more of the question, you can see from the Ganta to Secretary pavement is almost completion. We have like 20 minutes from here to Saclay Pier now. Notice the road, the pavement almost completed now as we stand.
Okay, so still talking about the issue of shortage increase in the price of petroleum products there in Nimba County in Liberia at large. What were the previous prices of those petroleum products you just called prices for fuel, for the gasoline? How much they were sold earlier?
So in Ghana here, gasoline was being sold for $7.20. Some places 700. Before then, just a few days ago, we just picked up this early morning and listened to the radio where we were told that gasoline was being sold for $5 USD. Yesterday, myself just said $5. Where I bought 1 gallon for $980 to a local fueling station here in Ghana. So before then, fuel had been 900, while gasoline had been 720, 700. But today, fuel oil is sold for 1,180, and then gasoline is sold for 950 LD in Ghana.
Okay, Victor, thank you very much. Sylvester, do you have any more questions?
No, it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We will want to know the transportation fare now from Nimba County to Monrovia. Somebody told me yesterday they were paying $3,000 from Monrovia there to Ganta. I don't know.
Initially, it was 1.5.
No, it wasn't. Initially, it was 2,500, right?
No, we had different.
I mean, at the various parking stations.
Yeah, so they have their own different prices. Some the ECOWAS station here is running like 1,800 from Ghana to Monrovia.
1,800.
1,800 before.
Okay.
To the ECOWAS parking station, it had been 1,800. And what other guy have been doing 2,000. Some places 1,500. MT have been 500 LD. So those buses have been paying 900. But today, you guys trust me, like you said, I'm going to go in a few this morning to justify the price for transportation from now to Monrovia now.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
No, yeah, because it's very concerning that in the midst of all the hike in the prices of petroleum products, the government remains silent. And that is the saddening part of the entire thing, because the community announced at the expense of the commercial drivers, they decided their fate. Something that is not good.
Yeah, and it's something that has been. I mean, it's like a norm now within the transportation sector. Whether the prices of petroleum products increase, whether the prices decrease, the government, usually, doesn't come up with a clear, transportation fares from one location to another in the country. And if the government does, they wouldn't monitor the process, or they wouldn't show that it takes effect. I can remember some part of last year, the Ministry of Transport did that. They came up with transportation fares from Monrovia to key cities in Liberia, but those fares weren't adhered to by the commercial drivers. I mean, they charge their own fares. The parking stations, charged their own fares, and once they do so, the passengers are compelled to pay those fares because they need to get to their various destinations. And that's very unfortunate. And one thing I have observed in all of this is that whenever the drivers increase the fares of transportation,
it remains
that increment remains regardless, the situation subsides, regardless, things return to status quo. I mean, the transportation fares remains the same.
That's the most frustrating part of it.
For example, from ELW Junction to Central Town to Central Monrovia is 200. It used to be 200. I don't know how much it is now, but it used to be 200. But trust me, because of the hack in petroleum prices, it might be $250 now.
When the prices were released, it used to be 150, and because there was increment in the price of gasoline, the travel increased the fare to 200.
From where?
From ELW Junction.
From ELW Junction.
Yeah, even after the price of gasoline returned to status quo. Commuters still had to pay the 200 because we only see the driver increase prices whenever you have the price
whenever
of
there's a
increase.
crisis, whenever there's increase.
When things normalize, they don't reduce the prices. It remains that way. So
it remains that way. And the Ministry of Transport, cares less about that.
Not at all.
And it's been not only on this regime, not only on the previous regime, but it's something I think you can remember. One time the former president said,
that was President
Salih.
I don't have control.
Yeah, she said she doesn't have control over prices, or as well as that also affected transportation fares.
And we need to use this medium to provide some education for our commercial drivers. The taxpayer money is used to pave roads across the country. So you are electing to provide public service, and more often I hear them say, "Get down from my car." Yes, but why it is true that the cars belong to you, but Mario, you are being elected by the government to provide public service. Okay. You're not doing something like gratitude or any favor.
Okay, what will we have on the line? Jeremiah Dober from Lofa County. Jerry, good morning and welcome.
To you, and good morning to all of our listeners this morning.
Okay, it's good having you on. How is Lofa County this morning, especially following the intervention from the MRU countries relative to the border dispute in Weah district? How is the county?
So from the social media information across Liberia, Lofa County feel relaxed a bit about this current situation we've been having at the border. So yesterday, having that engagement with the president participated and citizen as well. Yesterday I was also, but today I'm in Wonderman. So citizen reactions to the MRU engagement, they express gratitude to the president for taking bold steps to make sure that this country is peaceful, because many people who said they have experienced war, they don't want to see short things, but on the overall, at least in Wonderman this morning, we see active movement. But the issue of the entry to go to Guinea up and down, they are still questioning citizens to be a bit skeptical into their movement, because we have been, though somebody would say I've been settled, but are not yet been finally settled. So right outside of my border, the border still remain closed, and security in that place still continue to be in charge to make sure that to ensure that the safety of the people in that place and local county at large is done. But in Wonderman as well, there have been many people who have been panicking about this situation, because they normally say from Wonderman to Weah is a short distance. Anything that happens to Weah, it means that it happens to us. So that issue have been there. But for yesterday, at least, can have been at least restoring some of the complaints that we see. Everybody having their normal business in Wonderman.
Okay, and also we've gotten information from the Guinean government that their president has ordered the withdrawal of troops from that border. Specifically from the Liberia-Sierra Leone border, not actually. So tell us more about that. Have you seen any withdrawal of troops? Are there security personnel there? Have you gathered any information of military personnel not being stationed anymore to the Guinean side of the border?
Well, like I said, that is Weah district and Solomba specifically. Yesterday was in Salah, is also today I'm in Wonderman. So we try to apply the effort to getting to Weah, or getting the clear information with regard to the withdrawal of troops from the border, as one of these informations are correct. despite all of them signing the peace agreement yesterday at the MRU, we also have to make sure that we see that it is true and correct. And the evidence to that is that it has to be maybe people having movement up and down from the border. They are no longer telling people the border is still closed. So for the fact that the border is still closed from that end, that sort of end, it means that we still have both countries security intact in that place, and maybe the order may like it. Maybe if that was said, maybe that can be followed today. And
okay, yeah. So please, you want to confirm that today and let us know. We want to show up to 10 o'clock if you get any information, or if you should get there and get any information from there. Just fill us in with that information.
Yeah, thank you. We'll do that, and once we get a response, we'll definitely get to you. So
thank
that
you. Thank you very much. The Minister of Youth and Sport is, undertaking a county tour, and I think Lofa County is one of those counties earmarked. When is she expected in Lofa County, or is she already in Lofa?
So the minister is already in Lofa. The Minister of Youth and Sport, she entered Lofa yesterday. Make a stop in Salaye, came to Zozo, had a tour in Zozo, and of course they had a radio engagement asking the citizens, more especially the youth, to come together, and some of those things that they have been thinking of undertaking as a youth in the county that can promote the youth activities is the aim and objective of the minister. And currently she's in Wanjama. She'll be going to Weah, come back to Colonial, and later on come back to Wanjama. So this tour is about engaging the youth, and of course hearing from them what are those issues that maybe they have encountered, and that some of the things that they want to do to make sure that the youth community is improved. So yes, it's in council, and we look forward to seeing fruitful engagement.
Thank you.
As part of our tour.
Well, I mean, before we take leave of Tabot, I got a release from the Ministry of Youth and Sports that he's off.
Double is gone.
Okay. I mean, yeah, because I got this information from the Ministry of Youth and Sports that the minister is giving out 100 scholarship in every county she visits to the youth of this country, to the various universities across the country.
If the source of that information is the Ministry of Youth and Sports, then of course that information must be true, especially if it's on their official platform. But folks, it's 48 minutes, 12 minutes now, climbing up to 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can talk to the Liberian.
While you
students.
try to join them, let me just get this out. Incredible information says the police commander in Guinea District 5, that's Guinea County, has allegedly raped a 7-month pregnant woman. I mean, according to the report, the commander has admitted to the crime and even went on to give the family $2,000 Liberian as a sign of apologies.
Yeah, well, we will talk more about that. That is a very interesting development. We will talk more and more about that right after our conversation with the Liberian students in Rwanda. So we be speaking to Janky L. Bazi and Tatas V. Bala from Kigali this morning. Let me say welcome to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us the time.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. I'm actually getting a feedback. So if anybody is monitoring or watching anything, they just want to shut it down and listen to the phone directly.
I'm joining via computer. I don't know, maybe that's
I think that's the reason. So, but can you just mute your computer?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to know you by names and what are you doing in Rwanda? What's your aim of being in Rwanda? I know you've told me that you are Liberian students. What are you studying? When did you go there? And all of that before we can kick off the conversation.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Shanky Elbasi, and I came to Rwanda 2021 studying general nursing at the Mount Kenya University.
Okay. And you, Tatus?
Okay, thank you. Firstly, let me say good morning to the Liberian people following the discussion this morning, and then our peace and loving citizen from Lofa. My name is Tatus V. Bala. Currently in Kigali, Rwanda. I came here since 2021. I did my bachelor here in environmental management and conservation, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in international environmental law and land use at the University of Lake Advantage of Kigali here in Rwanda.
Okay, tell us about your situation there in Rwanda. I understand that some Liberians there have been displaced, don't have a place to sleep, place to lay their heads. Some of them are not able anymore, to pay their fees. Their sponsors have, allegedly abandoned them and all of that. Just give us a background of this situation that Liberian students are faced with there in Rwanda.
So thank you. Let me make something clear.
Okay.
It's not the entire, though there are many Liberians here who are facing some difficulties, but it's not the entire Liberian community. For us, we are from the Lofa Students Association in Rwanda. Mm-hmm. So we will be talking more about Lofa, Lofians that are studying here.
Okay,
yeah. So like the way you put it, there are many students in here from Liberia, from Nimba, from this other place. So like I said, I'm not going to talk about them. Let's talk about Lofa students. So we have about 100 and some more students from Lofa, which of course most of us came here on our own or support our parents, our sponsors, send us here. It was not on the scholarship basis. But we got to understand that among us, there are some of people who got the hands, whose parents are still supporting, but there are some students who don't, who parents are not really supporting like that again because they said their parents lost their jobs, that they were doing, probably they were selling, and then they shifting government, USAID program that were running, because of the closure of that program. So most people went out of job. So because of that, some of these students are here. It's not like they are homeless. They are still in their homes. They are living. But the issue they are faced with is the issue of tuition problem. Some of them, they are still getting food to eat. Their parents sending them money for food, and then you're finding means to get their home. But we thought it wise to come together as students from Lofa, since we identified the problem that most of our brothers are facing some of these difficulties, so that we can come together as an association, then we will have one voice to be able to advocate, talk to our brothers, our people out there, our lawmakers, our, other leaders to contribute to help these students. To come from Liberia, travel to another country, and then going back without, accomplishing your mission is not welcoming. And most especially, there are other students from other counties, like Nimba here, Nimbadians here, people from Bon County, they are here. Honorable Prince Moe was here the other time. He came to see a student. They have some program here, and they contributed towards some of those students' tuition. Nimba people, they're doing the same. People from Grand Bassa, they are doing the same. So all counties, they are officials helping their students for them to accomplish their aim of coming to Rwanda. So we too couldn't sit, and while we know we got people from Lofa who we know their potential, we know what they're capable of doing, then to just sit and see our brothers, being lay out. So that's why we came together to form this organization so that we can, get some fun, talk to people out there to help some of our brothers and sisters who are facing some of these difficulties.
So besides talking to Lofians to see how best they can help, what are other things you intend doing to raise funds to get your Lofians brothers and sisters back in school?
So like for here, we there is no job yet. So while we started doing, we organized the whole the association. We started paying due every month. Each students are member in the organization they usually pay the 1K Rwanda franc per month, for due. So more people started paying, encouraging ourselves to to contribute when it comes to the due payment. So for now, we are encouraging more people to pay due, and then we have some more money, but it's not really sufficient because some students will tell you that the lay fund they're sending for me are supposed to use it, but we stay encouraging them to pay.
Yes.
Also, we are contributing when it comes to due payment. And
can you tell us the equivalent of that due in Rwanda or US?
If I will go through the rate, it should be less than the 1,000 Rwanda francs should be less than $100 or $200 or Liberian dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as sufficient. So we initiated a due payment. So like I said, people contributing, and we also have a program that we want to do a fundraising and launch the association, because more people don't really know the association to that extent outside. So we want to, make it official. We want to launch the association. So we decided to come together to have a program that we call it the fundraising and the launching of the association. So within that, we also tax students to pay certain amount so that we can be able to get the t-shirts, get a venue, and get some water. Those who will attend the program, to at least distribute some waters to them. So now few people are paying when it comes to the launching and the fundraising program. The program will be here on the 28th. We started this thing before the previous launch. We have to postpone it because all the efforts we made, send communication out to Liberia, to some well-known people, we didn't get any feedback. So we have to postpone the launch and fundraising to this month, the 28th. And by God, we have it, we love it, and we were able to get somebody from Nimba who is living in Uganda. He is the Liberian president in Uganda there. He's the one who coming to serve as guest speaker for our program. Just imagine that.
What responses are we getting back from Lofians in Liberia?
So let me give Jenkins a chance. They're all coming for that. I will come back later.
Bazi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you please again?
Yeah. So what responses are you getting from your fellow Lofians, those that you have communicated to, to contribute to your fundraising program that is pending? What responses have you gotten so far?
Okay, so far we haven't gotten any positive response from them yet. So with the director of GSA promised for us to call him back so he can give us his feedback. And Honorable Samuka, he said that he's going to give his feedback, but he's been so busy. But the rest of our people back home, we aren't getting any positive feedback from them.
Including the lawmakers.
Including a lawmaker.
You want to point out some of those that you've written communication to, maybe the senators, the lawmakers, the superintendent, and local officials or prominent folks from Lofa County.
For the whole Lofa County caucus, we wrote them individually.
Okay.
And Yes, and including the superintendent. I talked to him the last time he said, "Oh, I will get back to you. I'll see if it works in my schedule." Since then, I've been calling, texting, and no positive response. Even the head of the caucus again, I talked to him personally, but up to now, no response from them.
Are there signs that any of the Lofians lawmaker or government officials will be in Kigali for your launch?
No, because none of them have even consented to it.
Okay, but did you write them? Did the communication you sent to them say that they must be in person at the program, or you only requested for the financial or moral support? Bazi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. We wrote some of them to serve as speaker of our occasion, and some of them to just contribute.
Oh, okay. And so far, you have not getting
any
any positive response, except for those who promised to give feedback, like the former defense minister and others.
Yes.
So this situation of this financial problem, how many Lofians there in Rwanda are faced with this situation, not being able to pay their fees anymore because of some problems back home? Hello?
Yeah, let me come in. So from like I said, in a chat room, we're about 130 some more students in the chat room now.
Okay.
But from our little event trade that we did, we noticed that over 30 persons, 30 students here in Rwanda from Lofa who are facing these technical difficulties, and students are coming almost every day. Every day, students coming. Though people may say, those students who go in Rwanda, they're not going on government, sponsorship. We do agree, but we are from Lofa, we are from Liberia, and we're seeing what other countries are doing here for their citizens. Like I stated, the superintendent from Bon County came here with entire entourage to have the fundraising program here. They raised more than $7,000 US. So just imagine, even Bon County, Prince Moe came here with the superintendent. They attended the program, Bon County students here. They're facing similar problem. They raised over 3,000 plus here. From Nimba, the senator, he was here. The senator came here from Nimba. Even the current Lands and Man Minister, Honorable, how do you call him?
Tingman.
Yeah, Honorable Tingman was here. So just imagine how those counties are working with their citizens. Now what more about we from Lofa? Those countries, the officials are coming, they are contributing, they're like even Honorable Moe said they were going to put these students from on the side, they are going to add in, or in their budget for the Swakoko funds, they're going to add in there. So that almost every month or a certain time they're going to send some money for them. Even Lofa, the superintendent from Nimba was here for the launch, the fundraising program. We interviewed her, she was here. So why more about we from Lofa? Okay. So that's why we stay calling on our people. We know they can do it. Probably, I don't know what is going on. Maybe small, they're not in the position now, but we have to try. Small without a hand, small, our parents doing everything for us. But we cannot be here, our colleagues start going to school, they're facing some of these difficulties, and we are here sitting, nothing doing, while other people are working for their citizens, going to school, and our people be here facing such a problem. So that's why we been reaching out to them, using various media, to get in touch with people, but still it's not working. Just imagine we have to talk to somebody from Nimba, the mayor in Uganda, just to come to serve as guest speaker for the program. It was not going accepted to come. If not, so we're going to postpone the program again.
Okay. So with all of this, with this, the poor responses from citizens of Lofa County and others that you have invited to contribute to the program. What do you hope to achieve, or are you planning again to postpone?
So this time around, we don't want to postpone the program. If we the few people those people that we send communication to, once they few of them already consent that they will be on the program. So we don't want to postpone. We don't want to keep postponing. So this time around, we just want to launch the organization. Everything, the little fund that we're going to generate, we can keep it, and then we keep, talking to people to help. So that it can be like every time we postpone, waiting for one lawmaker to come serve a keynote speaker before we will go on with the organization. We don't want it to be like that.
And how much is your target? How much do you hope to raise?
7,500 United States dollars. That's why that's our target.
And that can underwrite the cost of the over 30 students' school fees?
Yeah, it will contribute because the thing we are not promising the students that we're going to pay all your entire fees, right?
Okay.
At least if your school fee is around 600 to 700, maybe your yearly school fee, because yearly school fee around 600 to 700. If we can contribute 200, at least for that semester, they're going to keep you in school. If we contribute 300 for that semester, we'll keep you in school, just like that. So we're not going to take the full tuition responsibility of individual. If the money is sufficient enough, if possible, we can, but we are not promising students that we'll do that. We just want to contribute. At least say maybe this semester your parents cannot come in, we will be able to come in and then give you at least 300 or 400 to contribute to keep you in school for this semester. So while going, maybe before the next semester again, if God can help us have another money, we're going to just like that, until we all can, because most of these students I'm talking about, these are people that are in their second year, they are in the final year, of completion. So they and the more you sit there, my dear brother, in this country, there is no means to get anything here. Even if you want to buy bus or you want to buy toothpaste, they got to call somebody, your sponsor got to send it from Liberia. There is no means of getting any job within the country. Only to go to school, eat, sleep, go to school, study hard to get a good marks. That's what we're doing here.
Okay. So what does this say to students' preparation? To travel other countries for schooling. Can this be attributed to poor preparation?
So let me not say poor preparation, because most of these students some students probably got mixed information. Yeah, there are some people when they were coming, maybe some like college students that you're going to find a job here. Some of them, their parents, because the tuition is affordable. So some of those people felt that they were working at the time. They could, take care of the just imagine somebody being here from level 1, year 1, they in year 2, some point in year 3. So it means that those people parents been taking care of them from year 1, year 2, all the way to year 3. So in year 3 now, they're having some of the difficulties when it comes to their jobs, so they can't ready or afford the tuition, but at least somebody affording the rent, because the moment the month ends, the landlord to your door for the money. So they're trying for the rent and other thing. Though there are some students who still facing rental issue, but we're trying to look at the school fee aspect of when we can capture that. But when it comes to the planning, people been planning, their parents helping them, they plan before sending their children here, but circumstances, it can just come like that. You don't know where you're coming from, sometimes situations just come up. So that's why I think some of those students are facing problems like this. Though probably, I don't know, maybe some of them, they didn't get real support from Liberia because they saw some of their friends coming, so they just decided to come to as well. And then the little, funds their parents generate, they say, go start it, anything I will hustle, to send another money. So I don't want to, bring it down to poor preparation somehow, but we just need or help, because most of the students are here, Jenkins here in the nursing field. There are a lot of Lofians here who are studying or some of them doing biomedical laboratory science. If you go back tomorrow, you want those people to go and contribute to the nation. to contribute in Lofa. There are a lot of universities in Lofa. Some of us will go there to lecture. Some people will go there to do other things. But if the people from the counties are official and not supporting, they're not trying, to help like what other countries doing. So how do you expect that when somebody go by there, they make you come volunteer, and when him as are calling you for help, he didn't say anything. Okay. But now go ahead me and go by our successful. Then you want me to volunteer. So they have to try for us, like seriously.
For once, that some of your colleagues were misled. I mean, we had a situation in Cyprus and other countries where Liberians travel, to pursue their higher education, and Rwanda is no strange.
So the issue about poor preparation, like I said, poor preparation, I understand, because like the reason why I'm saying I don't want to limit it to poor preparation, though it might contribute as well, but most of the students that we interview, like I said, these are students' parents that started paying the tuition from level 1, from year 1, year 2. So it tells you that their parents are actually doing well. If you send your child in Rwanda, you pay your child school fees. Every month you send their money for food. You send money for internet. Like here, we pay a lot of bills. We pay internet bills. You pay bill for garbage. You pay bill for security. You pay the water bill before the electricity bill.
That's just piling up the difficulties you already got on hands.
Just imagine that. So their parents actually been doing everything possible to keep their kids in school, but because of the situation now, like there are some circumstances that can just occur like that, unknown to you. Sometimes you don't plan for it. So
hardship force people into a lot of things, and so I had to recall my niece because my daughter, she was there in Kigali. Because of what we hear is happening in Kigali, you just listed a whole lot of things they have to meet up with. Meaning, it's quite expensive to have a kid educating in a country like Rwanda. Is it advisable that you could just follow suit? Those of your colleagues who are facing hardship, maybe return home and see how best you can prepare to go back and continue.
I know two persons or three persons that went back home. Those were not from the Lofa Association. Some people went back, but what we are saying here is going back home. If you were to take maybe 700 to buy a ticket for somebody to go back home, and then the person is in the final year, for instance, and the person need maybe like 900 or 1,000 to complete that service. So then, instead of buying a ticket for the person to go back to Liberia, why can't you contribute, sending the 800 or 900 person pay their school fees?
That could be maybe one out of every 5 cases.
About 3 years here, and then going back home without carrying your degree. So if you go back to Liberia, when you go to hustle before coming back in Rwanda to continue studies, it kind of difficult.
Okay. Basi, thank you very much. We don't have the luxury of time anymore. Finally, what have you got to say? Tell us more about your rally. Where will it be held? When? And who are some of those who have already consented to being a part, or those who have consented to contributing?
So, as per the rally, we haven't gotten anybody yet that's going to be present from back home. And also, we are still reaching out. And apart from Honorable Samuka and the Honorable at GSA, I'm still waiting for their response yet. So we are still encouraging our lawmakers, permanent business owners back home. And we are also encouraging our peace-loving people of Lofa County, if they could even do us the favor by doing a dollar rally for us and sending it to us. That will be all.
All right. Bazi, are you there still?
Yes, I'm here. Did you get me?
No, I did not just get your end as a.
Yes, I was saying, and we are also pleading with our people from back home if they could please do a dollar rally that will help us support our program. because we are still looking up to them as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Titus, just in case you don't meet up with your target, what would be your next plan of action? What will you do next? Would the only alternative be for those who would not be able to, pay their fees to return home, or stay there doing nothing?
Like we intend to have the rally first. After the rally, if we did not, meet up with the target, whatever funds we're going to generate, we will decide on what to do with it. But like, I don't. For me, when it comes to people returning, like say those people who are already in their final and second year, I'm not really supporting that. Those people, parents are still trying, they are hustling to help their students here or the kids here. So we are just saying that our citizens, like what other countries doing, is not strange. We are not trying to measure or we are or competition with other countries, right? But we know what Lofians capable of doing. When it comes to education in our country, we look at Lofians and Nimba. We're rubbing shoulder with Nimba. So why those people, students will be here? They are helping their students to reach their goals, and our people are there. We are sending communication. They don't want to contribute to that extent. They don't let me not just to that extent. They don't want to even respond to communication. It doesn't work that way. They have to try to help us in the private
what is your final message? And specifically, what can you say to Liberians who are harboring the intention to travel to maybe Rwanda and other countries, for international studies? What can you say to them relative to full preparedness?
Okay, so let me say this. I usually help. Sometimes there are some students who came here and did that process. And when they get in touch with me, I usually tell them that, look, there is no means here of getting or dying from maybe somebody tell you that you're going to work somewhere, you're going to do a little job to even get or let's just say 5K or 1,000 Rwanda francs. It's not possible. So it means that if you come in, your parents should be responsible to do everything for you. So anybody like be listening to my voice now, and you intend to send your child in Rwanda to study, just get in mind that you already create a job for that child. When I say sometimes some parents is like a lot, because it means that every month you will send that child their allowance. Because you need to cut hair, you got to send money. If that female, you need to apply hair, you send money to eat everything. All the bills that we are paying here, water bill, you forced to pay the water bill. We are not joining water from where. So you're forced to pay water bill. So it means that when you intend to send your child out to come in Rwanda, though the tuition here is kind of affordable, it's reasonable, but you should also understand the rental aspect. You should understand the feeling. You should consider all those bills the child need to pay. And if the child is living far from the school, they also need transportation to go to school every day. So if you are not prepared, don't send your child in Rwanda, because he or she just going to be here, be running around, and people in your community already know that, you send your child in Rwanda, I see how he or she doing. Okay. Behold, they are not going to school, they just here roaming around. Only because you can no longer afford the support.
Okay.
So you have to try or think that if you want to send your child. And before we go, let me say this to our people, our officials back home. We are begging you guys, please. Like I stated, we're not in competition with the other countries that are here, but those other countries, they are official, they are not different. Every one of you in the house, every one of you doing one or two things. And we're seeing the people coming here. Prince Moepe, when he came out with what? And the superintendent to attend the people program. Just imagine how that program was that day. The children were excited to see their father.
So in case a Lofian is listening, or a Liberian is listening and wanting to make a contribution towards the program, how can they do that? Do you have a a number or platforms that they can contact you through?
Yeah,
I think chickens can come in. She can talk about that one.
yes, if they have it and they want to contribute, they can do that through mobile money.
Okay, you can just call for the number.
Okay, the number is 088. Just a minute, please. So the number is 0888 377 039.
Can you call that number again?
0888 377 039.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Anything finally from you, Mazi, before we thank you of you guys?
Yes. So I want to appreciate everyone and thank you too for your time, your studio time giving to us. And also we are still encouraging our people back home to please help us in the process because we are definitely gonna come back to give back to our society and county at large because why obtaining education, yeah, we are also assets to our country. So thank you once more.
Thank you very much, Dr. El Bazi and Tacos Bala. It's been a wonderful time having this conversation with you guys, and I hope we can meet your objective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yagazi. Let me say thank to the Spoon family for giving all the time. We hope that this will not be the first. After our program, we're still not going to do, so that we can continue talking to people because we know that when I reach our goal, the amount of money we want to generate, we won't reach there. So it means that after the launch, we still have to strategize something that we will still be reaching out to people. And we think our Spoon is one of the biggest platforms in Liberia that we can use the medium to reach so many people in the diaspora, like wanting to contribute when it comes to, like understand the values of education and want to contribute. Truly appreciate, or appearing here again to discuss such an issue about the students from Lofa. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So,
and I hope Yakazi
I've been getting feedback. You've been given a very terrible feedback. Very, very terrible feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know you will try again to be flamboyant here because the superintendent, I remember the superintendent of Nimba County traveled to Rwanda to acquaint herself with Nimbadians, in that part of the world. And the guy just stated she also contributed towards they are still in Rwanda. The senator from Bon County was there, along with all officials from the county. But when it comes to Lofa County, nobody want to identify with the Lufian student in Kigali. That is very sad. And they are not even asking for much yet because the guy needs just 7,500. And among one Lufian, can donate, waiting to contribute to the life of over 100 Lufian students there in Rwanda.
Okay, so folks, that's it. The Today Show here on Spoon 107.5. We're in conversation with European students there in Rwanda, who some of them have said, their parents in strenuous financial situations, not being able to anymore sponsor their education. A lot of them are basically there, just paying rent, but not attending school anymore. And so the students are calling on the local authority there in Lofa, like other counties like Nimba and Bong. The local leadership in those counties have done, raised, generated money to sponsor the education of those students who are not, or parents are not able to pay their, tuitions anymore. So they are making similar call on their authority, but so far, you know,
they were to single
vast
out two names.
majority of the local leadership, members of the local leadership, they have not been able to, you know, do anything except for a few others who have promised to return with or respond. I don't think that was a commitment. That was a promise to make a contribution of, you know, anything. I mean, when you send me a letter, I got a reply.
Yeah, but
that's the most important thing.
I mean, they did well by replying. What about those who deny even reply?
You have to do. So, Lofians all over the world, Lofians in Liberia, that is it there for you. But one thing I want to say is, you know, before you leave from here to travel to any country, besides Rwanda, I mean, you need to be fully prepared, especially if you're not going a fully funded scholarship. If you are not going a fully funded scholarship, you have to be absolutely prepared, because it is more costly living in another country compared to living in your own country. Because guess what? Living in your own country, you got your neighbors around, you got your relatives around, turn around, you're confronted, you know, you were caught up, and, you know, it doesn't help you do it.
You found somewhere to do a contract, like I said, that there's no means of, you know, getting job, piece of job that will give you money to put in your pocket.
That is why you've got to be fully prepared. I mean, I'm not in any way attributing, you know, the situation of the students from Rwanda, you know, to poor preparation. Like, you know, Bala said, it could be because some of the parents lost their jobs,
especially those who were in the UN system. Like the UN.
Some of the parents lost their jobs. Some of them, you know, died, give up the ghost, and they are not anymore getting what we can. And that is why they are calling on the local authorities to come in to help them in the process. But folks, it's 27 minutes on the start of now o'clock. We'll take a very short break. We'll come back. We'll discuss other trending national issues in the country. My name is Yekezi. Sylvester Woe is here. Don't forget, this phone entertainment game is right here. You can win for yourselves up to 5,000, 8,000 Liberian dollars just for dialing the code *799 *3#. You pay the playing fee of like 50 Liberian dollars of 50 US. Once you do that, enter your mobile money PIN, and you automatically into the draw, and you stand a chance to win for yourselves. Up to 5,000, up to 8,000 Liberian dollars here on the show this morning. It's a rapid draw, and so the more you play, the more your chances are to win. Let's take this quick break. We'll be back.
For the Equa people, right? So Equa people cannot the locality there, Joseph Boga company. Joseph Boga said they're not paying no government making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Oh. Are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves that the land for them. So they keep for the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
Okay, the pleasant welcome back. A pleasant welcome back, and sorry for the feedback. This is the Today Show here on Spawn 107.5. You just listened to the Representative Yeke Koluba. What do you make of this statement coming from Representative Yeke Koluba? He's been away. He's been out of the country for a couple of months now. My understanding from sources is that he hasn't been faring well, so he's you know, going outside the country for medical treatment, and he's back in arrived yesterday via the Rabat International Airport, where he was interviewed by journalists about some of the trending issues in the country, specifically, the border conflict between Liberia and Guinea, and that's what he had to say. Let's play this again so that you take a listen, for those of you watching the show, so that you can also view.
NSL built something for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot go locality there. Joseph Boga company. Joseph Boga said they're not paying. Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves that the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
And so first, I struggle to understand, the correlation of the conflict at the border, the Makona River border, and that of the ECOWAS, because he mentioned about
yes, I mean we know the property there in Lofa.
Yeah, I struggle
to connect the two.
To connect the two. How are they connected? I mean, it sounds incoherent.
It's like Sylvester got something against Yekezi, so he doesn't see anything good from
let's take a listen again. So for those of you listening,
I mean, apparently what I got from the lawmaker at first was, I mean, there's this Aqua headquarters, President Walker talked about building in Weah district. So the Guineans, who are also part of the Manorowa Union, had come to take a look at the property there in Weah. But then again, it said, look, I mean, God's not making new land.
So then what sense then is that making? What sense is that making? If
I don't see any connection between the two.
There's absolutely, it's just a disjointed statement. I would say very, 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 very incoherent. But that is your lawmaker, the people of District Number 10, and he's a Liberian lawmaker. Let's take a look.
NSL built something for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot go locality there. Joseph Boga company. Joseph Boga said they're not paying. Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
Are you also supporting Guinea?
So the land on which the property is built doesn't belong to Guinea. This land belongs to Liberia, and Liberia is building, according to the president, headquarters for the ECOWAS. So Guinea being part of ECOWAS, I come to take a look at the property in Weah. It makes sense. Yes, they can come and take a look at it, but the land doesn't belong to the Guineans. So I already say don't, understand what president, the representative are trying to say.
I think everything Yega Koloba said did not make sense to me. Everything that he said makes no sense to me.
Yeah, like I started earlier to say, I mean, if I perceive something about Yekezi, and there's somebody who, I got something against, so I don't see anything good coming from Yekezi, so that's just what the lawmaker demonstrated. I mean, you don't want to.
You see, in this country, when you are in opposition, people think once you're in opposition, you must oppose everything.
You should be negative about everything.
You should be negative about everything. I think that is the perception about opposition. That once you're in opposition, anything the government does, whether good or bad, you must condemn it,
criticize it,
you must give it negative criticism.
Because
and that is wrong. As an opposition, we're not saying sing the government when the government does right. But if you don't want to admit that the government has done the right thing, the best thing is to just keep mute. Shut up. Because if you oppose the right thing that the government is doing, you be doing that, that is going to be at your own detriment, because the citizens themselves, they will definitely frown. They will frown at you. They will know your true intention for the country. Your true intention is just to be in opposition or to oppose the current government, and at the end of the day, campaign to get power. That would be the case.
How was Yeke Koluba elected? Because he was adamant to everything President Weah did, former President George Weah did. So that's how he gained his popularity. That's how he became very famous in the district, because he criticized everything that came from George Weah. So how he will continue to remain famous is to criticize President Weah, who he supported against Weah,
and
that will keep him.
I don't think he will.
That
continue.
will keep his fame burning, because I don't see if you go to District 10 now, I don't think the lawmaker got anything tangible to point out that will, influence his re-election. So what the lawmaker thinks he can do now is the same way he became famous by criticizing or going against everything that came from the former President George Weah. He needs to be a critic to stay in his position. So he will criticize President Boakai and everything that comes from Boakai.
Yeah. So and I don't think that flame will continue to go his way. I don't think that will continue to benefit him, because trust me, right now, apparently, from his first term when he criticized George Weah, everybody, especially members of the Unity Party, thought that he had a general intention for the growth and development of the country. And again, what might have played in his favor was the vote of the majority, because members of the opposition, as per our last election statistics, were in the majority. So that kind of played in his favor. But now, yes, the margin from the previous election was very slim. I think a little over 20,000 votes. Yes. But now, coming back to criticize, because Yeke Koluba's criticism against the current opposition when they were in leadership contributed to them being, booted out of power.
Yes, he contributed immensely.
So,
that's true.
Of course, a lot of them are still against Yeke Koluba. A lot of them don't see his criticism as genuine criticism. You'll see some, members of the opposition from the CDC or other opposition right now, clapping for Yeke Koluba when he does certain thing. But to take that support to the ballot box is something I see that would be very difficult come 2029 for Yeke Koluba, like it was in the case of Unity Party supporters, where they came from everywhere, different districts, and went to district number 10, registered, only to vote for Yeke Koluba because of how vocal he was. But I don't see seditions doing the same for him.
And what playing a favor was, but then, like you said, regularly, most of those in the opposition from the Unity Party then were in favor of Yeke Koluba. Like some went to his district, registered and voted for him. Unlike now, where those in the opposition, the CDC and other political parties, doesn't see what Yeke Koluba got to offer. So the fact that they don't see what Yeke Koluba got to offer, they are not in support of most of the criticism. They are not the sharing squad for Yeke Koluba today, unlike yesterday, where folks in the Unity Party were the majority in the sharing squad. Everything Yeke did, but then Unity Party will erase it. But today, no, it's not the case. So I don't think Yeke Koluba fame is going to keep burning until 2029. So
it will not.
What Yeke try to do now is see how he can get a place in the opposition. So everything that the CDC or all opposition political party, engage into, Yeke Koluba will go to identify himself with it, and he's not even giving that relevance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Of course. You know, I'm not sure he's going to be taking for political reasons, especially during the campaign, the campaign period. Yes, he will be given some political relevance because he commands a huge following as well. He has his own people.
Yeah, he got
you know,
people too.
electors that can contribute
Election is
to
number,
a
so
certain political party. You know, votes. So yes, they keep him on their side. You know, for political reasons, but at the end of the day, what he aims to achieve might not just be achieved. And if you observe, I think you've been hearing about Yeke Koloba saying that he's not going to contest in District 10 because I believe definitely if he does with the current situation, you know, I'm not sure he's going to win. So you see him talking about the presidency.
Yes, I heard him on tape say he will contest for the Liberian presidency.
For the presidency and not for the representative position. For the presidency, we yet to see if he's going to be true to that statement that he will contest for the Liberian presidency. But this statement is absolutely disjointed. Is absolutely incoherent, and to me, it doesn't make any sense.
You know, NSL built something for the Equa people, right? So Equa people cannot the locality there, Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said not paying government making no new land, right? Yeah. So Guinea Kingdom collect the land.
So in the statement, what Yeke Koloba is saying is that the territory. The Liberian territory, the Liberian soil, the Liberian land that Guinean, crossed the Makona River and hosted their flag on is not for Liberia. Yeah. His insinuation is that the land belongs to Guinea. So the Guineans came for their land. That is exactly what your lawmaker, Yeke Koloba, is saying. And that the portion of the Liberian territory where the Guinean soldiers crossed the Makona River and raised their flag belongs to Guinea. It's not Liberia property. It's not Liberian property. Even though the Guineans themselves apparently realized their mistake and later, they took down the flag and they returned to that territory, knowing that the territory, that particular area is now for them. But our lawmaker, after being outside the country for several months, comes back and say the Guineans have come back for their land. They came for the land. So he's saying that that particular area belongs to Guinea. It doesn't belong to Liberia.
And I think the only
that is why your lawmaker is saying.
The only reason for which the journalists, posted that question to the lawmaker is because of his position. He's a senior government official.
Of course.
So being all over the country and having listened to the quote-unquote border dispute between Liberia and Guinea, upon his return, they thought to hear from him, expecting that the lawmaker would tell them something interesting. But rather,
what he said was interesting, though. I mean,
I don't think that is what journalists wanted to hear from.
I mean, as a journalist, you ask questions. You don't expect a certain answer. You ask question. You is left with the the interviewee, to give their own opinion. Yes, the opinion of the interviewer can shock you.
But I mean, Yakazi, you saw how all the journalists went back with the question. So, are you supporting Guinea? And they don't expect that to hear that from the lawmaker. They are Liberians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is it. And the second part where he talked about let me play it.
NSL built something for the Equa people, right? So Equa people cannot the locality there, Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said not.
Okay. So I mean, he said they built something for ECOWAS. I think he was referring to.
Yes, that's our 6 point something, $5 point something million property.
The quote unquote presidential palace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think those are the two things you wanted to highlight. That look, the government is being a presidential party, the alleged presidential parties in Foya district, and the president's statement he make concerning the 72nd land, like God is not making new land. So now that Liberians are not happy with the border dispute, portrayed there was, look, I mean, this is not somebody who have been in the interest of Liberian. When they were taking Liberian out of the 72nd estate or military or barrack, he told them, God not making new land, so they should leave the army land. So how can his Guinea come to even claim the land that now referred to as the presidential palace when it's not Guinean territory? So
yeah. So I think there's no need to even delve into that further because, like I said, the statement is very disjointed. It's not coherent. So, yeah, but that is Yeka Kolova for you. And moving to other, developments. I'd like to read to you this statement from.
You got an LMP statement now?
Not the LMP statement. We come to that very shortly. So if you if you find that, you can you can.
I'm still trying to
let me know. But is the Guinea, the Republic of Guinea, has ordered the withdrawal from the Liberia-Sierra Leone borders of military personnel or security personnel that were assigned there after the meeting yesterday among the three African presidents. That is the president of Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. So let me just read a statement. It says the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Guinea, General Ibrahima Bangora has pronounced the withdrawal of Guinea troops from the Liberia and Sierra Leone borders beginning Tuesday, March 17, 2026. In an official statement issued on March 16 in Konakri from the Ministry of National Defense, the General Staff of the Armed Forces informed national and international public opinion that the decision follows the summit of heads of state of the Mano River Union held in Konakri on Monday, March 16, 2026. According to the statement, member states agreed to end border disputes through diplomatic channels and to strengthen interstate cooperation aimed at fostering security, trust, and peaceful coexistence among neighboring countries bound by history, geography, and culture within the Mano River Basin. The armed forces stressed that their readiness to defend every portion of Guinean territory if necessary, despite their reaffirmation to peace. However, to ensure the effective implementation of the summit's resolutions, authorities have decided on a gradual reduction of military deployment along Guinea's borders effective March 17. The Guinean Army chief further called on citizens to remain vigilant and continue supporting peace and dialogue initiatives among the Mano River Union countries. And we have a statement also from the executive mansion relative to yesterday's meeting among the three MRU presidents or leaders. So it says three Mano River Union presidents opt for peaceful approach to resolution of border disputes. It says Konakri, Republic of Guinea, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia, alongside His Excellency Mamadi Domboya of the Republic of Guinea, and His Excellency Julius Madabao of the Republic of Sierra Leone, have concluded high-level consultations in Konakri with a shared agreement to pursue a peaceful and diplomatic resolution to ongoing border tensions among their countries. So it's a long statement. What's the conclusion of the summit? So it says at the conclusion of the summit, the heads of state adopted the following key positions: expressed concern over the growing incidence of global crises and conflicts and their economic, security, and humanitarian implications, particularly for developing countries, emphasized the importance of sovereignty, territorial integrity, political independence, and peaceful coexistence as guiding principles of relations among their countries. Committed to the promotion of peace, security, stability, and development within the MRU region, agreed to resolve all border issues through peaceful diplomatic means consistent with Article 33 of the United Nations Charter, strengthened joint efforts to combat insecurity, terrorism, transnational organized crime, and trafficking, committed to the joint development and promotion of economic activities in border areas to enhance prosperity and coexistence. They also agreed to intensify collaboration among defense and security institutions through joint border patrols, intelligence sharing, and improved communication mechanisms between local and security authorities. Directed relevant agencies to urgently engage in dialogue to prevent and manage border incidents, facilitate community-level engagement, and advance technical work on border clarification and demarcation with support from regional international partners. And I think this is very important. The ninth agreement they reach out to is very important because it's going to avoid future disputes. And I'll repeat this. It says directed relevant agencies to urgently engage in dialogue to prevent and manage border incidents, facilitate community level engagement, and advance technical work on border clarification and demarcation with support from regional and international partners. So in order to avoid future conflicts, I think this is very important. Because once each country knows the proper demarcation, nobody will claim anybody's territory. But because there is, misunderstanding about demarcation and all of that, I think that's what bringing the problem. So I hope this technical team will be set up, to do that. And they also agreed to convene a summit of the MRU within 1 month to revitalize the union and enhance regular dialogue on peace, security, and development. And finally, they indicated their intention to undertake reciprocal working visits to further strengthen cooperation, fraternity, and peaceful coexistence. So those were the outcomes of the meeting. Those were agreements that the three Mano River Union countries, sign up to. And we hope each nation can uphold these agreements. Yeah. So as of yet, we have now confirmed whether the Guinean soldiers are no more posted at the Makona River area. But in terms of any withdrawal, I believe it's not going to be done at once. It's going to be done maybe gradually. But whatever the case, we get more information from that end in as soon as possible time from our correspondent who promised to give us update from there. So Liberians, let's go to the lines and hear from Liberians.
Yeah, but I mean, on the withdrawal of Guinean troops at the border, I think Guinea has a military government, and the president of Guinea, who was recently elected as a civilian government, as head of civilian government, is the commander-in-chief of the Guinean Armed Forces. So once he passes the command, it's going to come down from one chain to another, and the troop will gradually withdraw from the border, because it was reached yesterday during the meeting that they reduce the number of troops at the border, and they should do a joint patrol. So I think that is where we will be looking up to now to see how the joint patrol will be carried on by the Guinean military and that of the guards from our end, the AFL.
Okay, we go to the line 0777 1075. 0777 1075, 0555 What do you make of the various talking points, and what do you make of the step taken by the president, to resolving the border dispute there with Guinea? What do you make of it? From the onset of this whole thing, people were saying that there were a lot of suggestions coming, opposition criticizing the president, for poor leadership, for exercising poor leadership in the process. Some were suggesting that we need to send our military there too.
Those supporters were also accusing him
of
of being very slow, or being reluctant to send troops at the border to face their Guinean counterpart.
Yeah. So there were a lot of suggestions being made, criticisms coming, towards the president. But I think we have with the dialogue, with the meeting yesterday, we are seeing some sign of cooperation, some sign of the matter being resolved, for the fact that the Guinean chief of staff can order withdrawal of military personnel from the border around the Solomba area. It means we are seeing some sign of this entire issue being resolved. What do you make of those? For those of you who've been calling us on Orange, we're sorry, our Orange phone has been on airplane mode, but yes, it's no more on airplane mode. Just took it from there. So call us on 0777 1075 0555 101075. What do you make of our various talking points? What do you also make of Yeka Koloba's statement? He arrived in the country yesterday and said a whole lot. Let's talk to this very first person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
Yes. My name is Albert Kemogai. I'm in Carwell.
Albert, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much for the show. I don't want to dignify Yeke Koluba, because they all were in Liberia here. Rebel were rare people. They don't do anything about it, so we're not talking about that. But it's a very salient agreement that was put together by the three head of states, in a sense that if people say the president was slow, I don't know where they are coming from. Because diplomacy is something that is not something that is fast. It's not fast, it's gradual something. They may use every effort. He sent representative in Guinea, he sent the chief of staff, and they discussed. So the meeting was called for by the Guinean president, because he don't understand the issue. There's a man that was in France, in the French army. He don't understand. So he called the president and will explain to him properly that how he understood the whole process. But what I want to say in conclusion, we shouldn't just sit by and pour our hand. I think the representative that ran for the $5,000 car, they need to stop now. Let's put at least 50% of our budget in behind our army.
Thank you.
Let's get our army prepared.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, Yagazi.
Good morning. How are you?
This is George Mora from from this species in Missouri County.
George Mora,
thank you so much for the platform this morning. I just want to appreciate you for your hard working. Also, President Boga for your hard work in this country. Yagazi, we need to be civil in this country. Really, our deal then. Yagazi just coming. He get nothing at all to do in this country. And you said that land for the Guineans. It means that Yagazi love this country. And we vote for Yagazi to do better in this country. But he to the Guinea people. So he's trying to say in Guineans, if the people come one enough in this country and they come and say happy all of it. Yagazi, the better just that one star. If you enjoy the Labrador money, because vote for him to do better things.
Thank you.
You get nothing to say that, you just can't just talk because.
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, Yekisi and Arab Diamond, right?
No, we have Sylvester over here.
Okay. I'm Ramsey F. Joseph, and I do join you from district number 5. Mosorado County.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Let me congratulate our president for his hard work, for his age of wisdom that he used to save Liberia from, entering a conference with another country. Yeah, in Liberia, we didn't even have, and I ain't talking about Kino, but spoon to shoot. We didn't get it. Because if we are still discussing our army population to be 3,000, 4,000 in the country that get 5.5 million people, and then up to now we're still suffering from army increase, this and that, what have you. All the money that can enter. Look, brother, let me tell you something. This is an example to our Liberian government and to we the Liberians. Okay, we need to build our military system, our security system need to build all the money that can be coming, 200 million, 20 million, this and that, what have you. Our security system needs to be built. To every politician, not forget about politics and build our military base.
Thank you.
Okay, no, before I drop the line, I want to respond to Honorable Yeke Korba.
Yeah, do that in a few seconds.
Yeah, no problem. In the next coming election, whenever we are electing anybody, we'll check your education background, because we're not just taking and putting the horse because you feel that you're an honorable man, you just come have press conference, you say anything you feel of saying. There are certain honorable in our house that are not deserved to be honorable.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning, Yagazi.
Okay.
Is something super power calling from district number 4.
Yeah, something, please go ahead quickly.
My attention has gone to the Guinea border basin and the deployment of the troops. You know, I always say this: when we were either 90, when we were in the soldier, all over the Gabon border or the Belém border, or lot of that identical border, soldier was deployed all over there. So those places we had a soldier deployed along with the immigration around the LRS. So in that time, the territorial water that was over there, we on the side, we the one who were controlling that water. We the one had our speedboat there. We have 5 speedboat on our side.
Thank you.
People into Guinea.
Thank you. We have to go. We are already out of time. So, folks, many thanks to all of you for your listening role. Those of you who have been watching the show on our various social media platforms, we'd like to appreciate you. Another edition of the show returns on tomorrow. Very, very fascinating. And we'd like to apologize to you because we announced that today we would have played host to the president of the Press Union of Liberia. But because of some change in schedule for him, he was unable to be on the show. So we apologize to that. We hope to host him another time. On behalf of the entire production team here, my name is Yekezi Zobel. And of course, I've been here alongside my colleague, Sylvester Wowie. Catch us up on tomorrow. Bye-bye.